Google search is one of the most powerful tools in our current world. Um, I'm sure that some of you remember growing up when Google search became a thing, right? Do you remember Ask Jeeves or Yahoo? They Yahoo still exists, but Google search overtook it in a huge way. So let's talk about Google search. Google search uses an algorithm to map the web and other sources, so print sources and like rumors and social media and all that stuff, to connect you to what they think is going to be most relevant and most helpful to you. Now, uh, this does not always actually come up with what is most helpful or relevant to you. So, uh, putting in a Google search and then not finding what you were looking for and then going back and revising your Google search or thinking about synonyms is actually a really good idea. So, how you do a Google search to begin with is you should pull out the keywords out of your you should pull the keywords out of your question, right? If you put in the and of and a, uh, common words like that, like connecting words, you're going to get a lot of results that are not applicable or are not what you were thinking about. Um, if you aren't getting what you need, you think of synonyms or look through a couple of the pages that came up with your first search and figure out what actually they're talking about. All right, advanced search is a fantastic option if you are looking for something specific, something from a long time ago, or if you're looking for something that has the same keyword as something else. Um, all right, here's your help article. You go to settings on a regular Google search page. If you go to google.com, settings is at the bottom, and you can go to advanced search. Um, you do your search, and then you refine your search terms. So here's how you refine your search terms. You've got all of these words. So basically, it has to have all of those words in it, or it doesn't show up. The exact word or phrase. So usually you use this when you're getting a quote from a book or a movie and you want exactly that. Any of these words, right? If you're doing uh, synonyms or you're looking for like multiple different types of things, then you're going to want to use or. None of these words helps you filter out stuff that has a similar or the same name but isn't what you want. And then you can also do numbers. All right, so once you've got your search terms down, you can then filter by language, by the region that it came out of, by when it was updated. So if you're looking for a news source and you want the last 24 hours, this is where you put that in. If you're doing a project for school and you only want .edu or .gov sites, you put it into site or domain. Um, you can look for terms that appear just in the title or anywhere on the page. Um, Safe search is super important if you are a student or if you are searching in front of a class. File type, like if you're looking for a picture, a JPEG, a PNG, or a GIF, or a PDF, or a Word doc, all of those things you can put right in here and it will filter out everything else if you just want that file type. Okay, usage rights is important. If you're planning to publish your work anywhere, you need to pay attention to usage rights. Creative Commons licensing means that it is free and clear to use and publish. Some of the licenses say they're clear to use and publish, and some of them say they're clear to uh, use, modify, and publish. And that's an important distinction. So if you've tweaked something, make sure that your licensing covers that. Commercial licensing is the alternative, and generally it's copyright and you can't use it. Okay, there are so many searches. So normally what we do is a website search or a web search. Um, Everyone knows about image searches. And now we all know about video searches. Now, generally, you would just go to youtube.com and search there, but you can also search Google videos and it'll come up with mostly YouTube, but sometimes it'll come up with some other sources. In addition to that, you have Google News, you have Google Books, which are print books that have been scanned in. We talked about videos, you have flights, maps, which will give you locations and directions. Finance is the stock market, and then there's also the stock market game on there, which is actually a really cool thing that one of our math teachers is doing with the kids. And then images. We know about images. Google Trends is really interesting. So you can go back and look for the history of a search term. So if you want to go back and look at how many people were searching Beyonce over time, right? You can see when she put out an album, I'm sure the search numbers would have gone up. Or when she was very popular and then when like her following kind of fell off a little bit. It's still huge. So today I went to Google Trends and people were searching for Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian, and we were comparing the two, or the World Cup. And it gives you all kinds of really cool graphs and charts and lots of data. Okay, an image search. This is important because you can spend hours and hours looking for the image that you want. Okay, we talked about, I'm going to start on the right. If you hit the button that says Tools, it gives you this menu. On the right is Usage Rights. Again, that is a Creative Commons license. You have the right to use it and republish it. A commercial or another other license, you need to get permission from the original creator to publish it. They will send you a cease and desist order. Be careful with that. Time, if you're looking for something that happened in the last 24 hours, a huge event, volcanic eruption, tsunami, you're looking for something like that, you would use your time there. Type, so they have clip art, they have line drawings, they have GIFs. Generally, if you don't put in a type, it's going to give you JPEGs and PNGs. Color, right? If you're looking for something to go with a theme that you're making a slideshow, you can choose red or blue or purple, and it'll filter by those. Size. It'll give you different sizes. So a large is going to be useful for like a background. A medium image is good for a slideshow. An icon is usually very small and will get fuzzy if you stretch it out. Last thing is that if you're teaching students how to search on Google, you need to let them practice. So setting up an exercise where you're losing them, or it's again a Friday afternoon, or even you're looking for information on the water cycle. Okay, cool. So you can make up your own search research, but there's a guy who has this blog that gives you research challenges, and they are really hard and really interesting. So like I was having a hard time wrapping my brain around some of these problems. The very last one that before I made this video was asking how tall this building was, where the picture was taken, and he wanted you to base your calculations off of this shadow. Okay, so that's not going to work for a 5th grade class. A 5th grade class might be looking for a PDF or a JPEG about the water cycle, and then a .gov site that tells you about, right, so something from like NOAA would give you information about the water cycle. And that is going to hone their research skills using Google Tools, which is a really good skill to have in this day.